Hey, Redeemer, John and Dale here. We have a very significant announcement for you, and that's why we're both here. When I thought through the kind of church that I hoped Redeemer Bible Church would be someday, one of the key components is marriage. There has been a consistent assault on marriage for decades now. And as a result of that, we as pastors, we kind of live in the aftermath of that. And so we look out at our world, we look out at our community, we look out at our church and even into our own lives and go, God, it would be so powerful for a church to be countercultural when it comes to marriage. Think about it. The first thing that God created was the universe and the world. Then the second thing he created was human beings. The third thing he created was marriage. This is very close to God's heart, and it's something where my hope is that someday in our community, when people are struggling in their marriage or people want to grow in their marriage, that they think Redeemer is a church that we could go to for that. And so this is the beginning of that happening. And so Dale, help our audience here.
Yeah, one of the issues that we deal with, as John just said, as pastors all the time is the brokenness that exists inside of marriage. It's a real challenge to live in a fallen world, to be fallen and to live under the roof with another fallen person, let alone to sleep in the same bed with that person. And we want to really, as a church and as pastors, we really want to help people who are married in our church, who are going to become married in our church, think through their roles as a husband, their roles as a wife. That will lead into their roles as parents. The Bible has plenty to say about all of that. So we want to be right thinking about what marriage is. There's lots of information in the world about opinions and preferences about marriage, and we don't need to get into that right now. But the Bible is very specific about what marriage is, and we want to promote that in the context of Redeemer Bible Church.
So we've got an event coming up on January 10th. It is a date night where you're able to have a great time with other married couples here at our church. And we hope that this becomes the starting point, the beginning of what God will do in our church with a marriage ministry. So if you are married, if you are thinking about getting married, if you are engaged, we would love for you to be a part of that. At the end of the day, we recognize that there are a lot of issues going on in the world, but we also know that if we can touch this issue and do it in very practical but very biblical ways, that it can have ripple effects throughout generations here in our community. And that's what we want to see. We want to see God use us for generations to make an impact for his good name. And so please be thinking about that. It's very the cost is very little. If you need help with that, let us know. We'd be happy to subsidize you. We want as many people as possible to be there. So please sign up for this today. Thanks.